James was pulling coaches one day, thinking of the time he can be Rail Rocket again. His sidekick, D199, was showing optimism. "Your chance will come soon," he said. They returned to their work, but deep down, they knew their chance would come. At a yard in an unknown part of Sodor, Kana was plotting her evil scheme with her two henchmen, Ethan and Jake. "We're going to get rid of James and his stupid sidekick," she said. "You two, move out." That's what they did. James and D199 were resting after finishing their work. Soon, Ethan and Jake arrived. "Come with us. You're going to meet our boss," puffed Ethan. They were cross when they saw who it was. "Kana, I have no clue on why you're here," puffed James. "It's fairly simple. To get rid of both of you," she said. "Come on, we're out of here," puffed James. "Stop them," whirred Kana. "Come here, you," puffed Ethan. The two engines put on brave faces and went faster and faster. Both Ethan and D199 and Jake continued to chase James and D199. Then they stopped as Kana arrived. "We'll get them next time," she said. James and D199 were relieved to have succeeded in escaping from Kana and her minions. Kana was plotting another evil scheme. Ethan and Jake were listening. "We're going to get rid of them. Bring James and D199 to me," she said. Both engines happily obliged, and they puffed away. James and D199 were at the yards. "When Omri comes, he's going to pretend to be us. We're aware of Kana's plan, and we're going to trick her that way," puffed James. "Omri soon arrived. Please, go, go, go," he puffed. James and D199 left the yards. "Are you James and D199? asked Ethan. "Yes," puffed Omri. They left after Ethan coupled up to him. They soon arrived with Omri. "We got them," puffed Jake. "Excellent," said Kana. She went for a close look, then Omri escaped. "All I want to do is to get rid of those two bozos. And you bring me the wrong engine! Get me those two, or it's the scrap heap for the both of you!" Kana screamed in rage. Kana regained her composure as Ethan and John were leaving to carry out her orders. James and D199 managed to get to a nearby yard. "We surely tricked Kana," puffed James. "Agreed," said D199. Later, Kana's henchmen came up to them. "Come with us," they puffed, and that is what they did. Soon enough, they brought James and D199 into Kana's evil lair. "It's about time," she said. "I'm going to destroy you both." "Why on earth would you want to destroy me and my sidekick?" puffed James. "Well," said Kana, "I want to destroy you for one reason. I'm jealous of your number 5 position, and if I destroy you, I will become the new NWR number 5, she added. "Sir Topham Hatt accepted me based on my hard work years ago," puffed James. He let off steam in Kana's face as he and D199 escaped. "After them," she said to Ethan and Jake. The two henchmen were catching up to James and D199. "We're going to get you, and the boss will blow you both up," they said. They continued to chase the heroes all across the island. When the 4 engines got to the bridge, something happened. Ethan came off the tracks after going at his top speed. He then landed face first in the water. Jake was still chasing them. He caught up to both engines, only to stop due to himself being distracted. "You only had one thing to do," Kana said as she pulled up to Jake. "Chase those 2 morons, and you let your guard down!" "No, I will not be a slave to you," puffed Jake. "Good day." Kana chased him in rage. Furiously, Kana kept on chasing Jake. She then stopped. "I'll let him go, but Jake has another thing coming," Kana said as Jake continued on going backwards. can I please have the superhero engine name Speedy Blue? Said D199. Sure, puffed James. Soon enough, Jake arrived. I would also like to join you as Yellow Energy, he said. We'll go with our superhero names once someone is in danger, puffed James. The three engines happily agreed. Meanwhile, Kana met up with Conrad and started to devise a plan with him. Boss, whatever you tell me to do, I will oblige with, he puffed. Cool, said Kana. James and his so-called sidekicks will never know what's about to come. After you capture Percy, we'll meet up near a cliff. Roger that, boss, Conrad puffed as he left. Meanwhile, Percy was sitting in the yards. I needed some break time after a long week of work, he puffed. He was unaware that Conrad was backing down on him. Percy later realized this. Hey, let me go, puffed Percy. Nope, I will take you to my boss regardless, replied Conrad, and they continued on. James, D199, and Jake were sitting in the yard. Suddenly they heard a cry for help from Percy. Guys, it's hero time, he said. Then the three engines left the yards in reverse. Soon enough, they returned to their hero appearances and used their hero names. Let's go and save the day, puffed Rail Rocket. Let him go, Rail Rocket demanded when he caught up to them. Never, puffed Conrad as he continued on down the tracks. Soon, Kana met up with Conrad. You did as I asked, she said. Speedy Blue and Yellow Energy arrived. Let go of Percy, puffed Yellow Energy. I'm never going to let go of your friend, Kana said. She then started to push Rail Rocket. Speedy Blue, do everything you can to pull Conrad away from Percy. He said, Yellow Engine, help out. Hello, Yellow Energy, help out, Rail Rocket added. Speedy Blue then started to tug on Conrad until his coupling broke. Jake then towed Percy away. Kana was then biffed by Rail Rocket. Well, that's the first blow. I'm returning the favor, she added. She then bumped Rail Rocket, causing him to go back several miles. He thought for a while. You may have tried to replace me, but you have never seen the might of Rail Rocket, he added. Rail Rocket charged at Kana at 80 miles per hour, then bumped her very hard. What the heck? Kana said as she was off the rails. No! Rail Rocket then heard an explosion off into the distance. Rail Rocket then saw what was once Kanna's front land in front of him. Then he looked down at the carnage below. Well, that's another success for Rail Rocket and the first of his super team. After the three engines came back with their normal identities, Percy arrived. "Thank you for saving me," he said. "What happened to Conrad?" asked Jake. "Well, let's just say he got his just desserts," Percy replied. Conrad sat where he was, with two signs that said not to be moved on his boiler as punishment for his actions. "James, D199, and Jake, I have 3 words for you. I'll be back," he puffed. Sir Topham Hatt was on board Percy. "Jake, as a reward for your bravery, you will help out on Thomas's branch line," he said. This made Jake happy. "James, you will help find another purpose for Kanna's front end," he said. "D199, you're getting a new coat of paint," Sir Topham Hatt added. James pushed Kanna's front into the works to be repainted. Later, James arrived at Hilltop Yards with Kanna's front end, now painted blue. "Hello, and what are you doing with that?" puffed Rosie curiously. "Rosie, I'm giving this to your best friend 87546 as a way for me to make up for ignoring what you said about my brakes," he puffed. "Really?" she puffed. "That's very kind of you, thank you." After it was unloaded, James left. Some workmen came to have 87546's new snowplow fitted. "It's awesome," he said. "You won't need that until winter," they said. James was happy about 3 things. 1, he got to be Rail Rocket again. 2, he made a super team. 3, he felt like a literal hero. As Ethan was sitting where he was, his wheels started slipping and he was moving. Then he splashed into the water. He then sunk to the bottom, where Damien was. I'm underwater thanks to two stupid dummies named Rosie and 87546, said Damien. That so-called splendid engine James had me down under this river. We'll have revenge together, puffed Ethan. The two started to plot their revenge.